Yeah, we back. Now today, man, we're going to get into it. We're going to be addressing some of the critics, man. We're going to be addressing some of the naysayers, some of the detractors, and we're also going to be going over the overall general theme of my channel, because I guess some people don't really understand my overall message or my overall goal or my overall political orientation. So they may be triggered by some things I say. You know, a hit dog gonna holler, man. A hit dog gonna holler. You know, it is what it is, though. But listen, the message is not gonna stop. The message is gonna keep, listen, we're gonna keep coming with it. So I went on my community tab earlier today because I had to set the record straight. And I said I was gonna drop a video tonight going over it and really, you know, going in depth and going deeper on the topic. And for those of y'all who've been following me for a very long time, you know, my channel, I go over a lot of things. Obviously, I go over history, you know, black history, right? The narratives, I challenge certain historical narratives. I read books on my channel, historical books that never really got the popularity and the shine they deserve. I feel like I share a lot of important information on my channel. And I'm also a heavy advocate for unity among black men, regardless of our cultural backgrounds, regardless of our geographical locations. And the reason why I go so hard for unity amongst black men is because it was that lack of unity amongst black men was the reason why we lost everything. We lost our empires, we lost our kingdoms, we lost our ancestral lands, we lost our status, we lost our wealth, we lost our prosperity, our power, our prestige on the world stage. We lost everything because black men were not unified. And when we talk about black men being unified, we don't gotta let go of our cultures, we don't gotta let go of our identity, but we gotta understand that we share common interests and common enemies, right? So that's what I advocate on my channel. And as somebody who has read and studied the literature left behind by my ancestors and my forefathers, I feel like it's an ancestral obligation for me to advocate for this message, because I believe that is what they would have wanted. And not only do I believe that that is what they would have wanted, I also believe that they would have wanted me to go on the attack against anybody who stands in the way of that message and that ideology. So anyways, I went on my community tab earlier today and I said this, take a look up on the screen. I might release a video later tonight addressing my critics who are triggered by some of my videos, because as someone who advocates for the advancement and unity of black men, I've always been consistent when it comes to my hatred for those who promote disunity among black people, from Tariq Nasheed and his dick riders who cry about black foreigners, meanwhile they sit comfortably under white society, to the xenophobic South African crying about black foreigners but too scared to drive out the European settlers, to the puppet presidents in Africa who take marching orders from foreign governments and sabotage the progress of their neighbors, to the clowns who cry for Arabs in Palestine but never have the same passion for their fellow black men suffering similar hardships, to the swirlers and divestors who tap dance and worship whites. I've always been consistent in my message. I promote international unity among our people, and I despise and disrespect anyone who goes against that message and ideology. I don't care whether you're from America or Africa or Alaska. If you promote disunity among black people, then I'm gonna disrespect you. I don't care where you are from or what you represent. If you feel triggered by my message, then you are free to leave, because the message will never stop. I will only go harder. Now, sometime last night, I dropped a video entitled, "Should Tariq Nasheed fans be allowed in black nations?" And I had some of his supporters come into the comment section and say, "Oh my God, why you're so obsessed with, oh my God, you're so obsessed with us, oh my God." You know, and it's just like, you know, these dudes really, oh my God, all your videos are about us, oh my God. You know, and I'm just like, no, my videos are not all about you. My videos are, you know, I make videos on a wide range of topics, but when I'm addressing the detractors of global black unity, due to the fact that you're one of the most prominent groups standing in opposition to global black unity, then yes, you're gonna get addressed a decent amount of times, but I address a wide variety of groups, right? And we could just go down my whole list of videos that I dropped recently. Take a look up on the screen. A few weeks ago, I dropped Israel versus Palestine, the hypocrisy of South Africa. And in that video, I was speaking about how everybody knows, similar to the FBA movement, you know, the Tariq Nasheed supporters, there's a similar movement going on in South Africa, right? Where they're very xenophobic towards other African nationals, whether that might be Nigerians or Zimbabweans or whatever it may be. They got big smoke, big energy for the black men from different countries, but meanwhile they want to cry and hold hands with the Arabs. So on that video, I was clowning the South Africans. And keep in mind, I even gave the disclaimer. I said, it's not all South Africans. The same way I say, listen, every black American isn't of the mindset of Tariq Nasheed. It's only a small sector. Just like the same thing with a South African. Every South African ain't a butt kisser for the Arab, you know, and xenophobic towards the black man. It's only a small sector. But regardless if it's a small sector, we still gonna address it. We still gonna talk about it, regardless how they feel about it. And one thing I respect about the homies from South Africa, they never come into the comment section crying and, oh my God, Like, they keep it real. They be like, yeah, bro, you right. You know, we be on some goofy shit sometimes. You right. We really should be going in on the whites. We really should. You right. Because I got some smart brothers from South Africa that follow me. So they never come into the comment section trying to defend the nonsense. They never try to come into the comment section trying to defend the goofy shit. And I be going in on the homies from South Africa. I be like, bro, you trying to bring smoke to the Nigerian, you trying to bring smoke to the Zimbabwean. Meanwhile, the Frenchmen and the Britishman and all these other Europeans coming to South Africa and fucking your women, and you ain't doing shit about it. You ain't saying shit about it. The grandchildren of the invaders control the entire economy, and you ain't got no smoke for them. But the Nigerian and the Zimbabwean and the Malawian and the black man from different countries, you got big smoke. You trying to kill the black man. But meanwhile, the grandsons of the invaders control the entire economy, and you ain't bringing no smoke to them. You ain't trying to burn them alive in the middle of the street. You ain't trying to drive them out the country. But meanwhile, you got all this smoke for the Nigerian and the black man from different countries. Listen, I clown the South Africans all the time, but still, I always give the disclaimer. It's only a small sector. It's only a sector of South Africans that believe in that xenophobic bullshit. And I give the same energy to anybody who promotes a narrative or ideology that promotes disunity amongst black men. Because like I said, it was that same disunity amongst black men that is why we are in the position that we are today. And the main theme of this video was, how you gonna be xenophobic towards the black man, but you gonna get on your knees and kiss the butts of the Arabs? So listen, man. I'm equal opportunity, man. I'm equal opportunity. Anybody can get the smoke, man. Anybody can get the smoke. Like, it is what it is, man. If you feel offended by what I say, I mean, you really need to evaluate and look in the mirror. And in fact, just last week, I made a video going in on the Kenyans, because the Kenyans had a whole, protest and march for the Palestinians and things like that. But I was like, man, you worried about the Arabs in Palestine, but meanwhile, you ain't even focused on what's going on at home, man. The British got a military base, a permanent installation inside your home country, and you ain't doing shit about it. You ain't marching and protesting for that, but you want to cry for the Arab. And like I said, when women from East Africa go to the Arab world, they come back with stories of abuse. Sometimes they pop up dead. You know what I mean? They be getting beaten, smacked up in the middle of the street. And in that video, I was going in on the Kenyans. I was like, how the hell you gonna protest and march for a race of men who smack you women up in the middle of the street? The fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. If you're gonna advocate for somebody, how about you advocate for the Tanzanian brother, the black man from Tanzania? That's that student from Tanzania who got killed by the Palestinian militants when they invaded Israel. That Tanzanian student who was in Israel on a scholarship. Yeah, when them Arabs invaded, they killed him. And it was filmed on video. We got the footage. So how come you're not organizing an event for that? How come you ain't marching for the black man, but you gonna march and cry for the Arab man? I clowned the Kenyans, but I even said, it's not all Kenyans. It's only a sector. It's only a sector of Kenyans on that. It's a lot of good brothers in Kenya. It's a lot of intelligent brothers in Kenya that feel the way I do. And I always give that disclaimer. And a little over a month ago, I dropped a video entitled, Rapper Camron Says Africans Don't Like Us. And I was disappointed, man. As somebody that grew up on Dipset and things like that, I was like, man, now Camron on this type of shit too, man. Damn. Camron, you damn near 50 years old, man. This what you on, bro? And I went in on Cam. I was like, bro, you a dumb motherfucker. You never went to school. You failed out of school. Nigga, we don't give a fuck what you say. The only thing you ever did with your life is write some poetry and sell crack. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't really care what you're talking about. And then about a couple weeks ago, I came with a follow-up and I said, remember when Camron said Africans don't like us? And I did a video on the rapper Boogie. I believe he's from the Bronx, right? And he actually went to West Africa, right? He went to West Africa, you know what I mean? They had him in the traditional West African attire, you know what I mean? And in fact, I think Boogie, a lot of his close homies and a lot of his business partners are West African brothers that he grew up with in the Bronx. So when it comes to us on the East Coast, we grew up with a whole melting pot of different black cultures. So when it comes to the topic of black unity, especially brothers from my generation and Boogie's generation, it's second nature to us, because when we was coming up, we had friends from all different nationalities, ethnicities, and cultural backgrounds. So we can't really relate to the rhetoric and the nonsense that you see happening on social media. And besides touching on topics like that, I also touch on topics such as geopolitics, right? Just yesterday, I dropped a video entitled, The President of Senegal Cancels the 2024 Elections. And in that video, I was basically clowning the heads of state of Francophone West African countries. I was clowning them. I was like, bro, you a damn puppet, you a stooge, you a buster. You know what I'm saying? You in the pockets of the whites. You know what I'm saying? The whites got the hands all the way up your back like a ventriloquist dummy. I was clowning the Francophone West African leaders. So, it is what it is, man. Like, anybody could get this smoke, man. Anybody could get this smoke, man. If you are standing in opposition to global black unity, listen, you gonna get this smoke. I'm gonna disrespect the fuck out you. Just last week, I called the president of Nigeria a foreign intelligence asset. Like, bro, anybody could get this smoke, man. Anybody could get this smoke, bro. Like, you're not special if I talk about you on my channel. You're not special. Anybody could get this smoke, man. I even go in on my own people. There's many times on my channel where I've said, listen, Haitians have replaced the legendary memory of our ancestors with Jesus Christ. We don't even We don't even venerate our ancestors. We threw them in the trash. We don't even study our history. We read the Bible now. So, you know, I even clown my own people. And it's crazy because I had one guy come into the comment section last night and he said something to the effect of, oh, Dessalines will be so disappointed in you. What? Dessalines will be proud of me. If Dessalines came back from the grave and see my YouTube channel, he'd be like, yo, bro, little homie, you fire. You know what I'm saying? You that guy. You know what I'm saying? Dessalines would give me dap. Dessalines would dap me up. He'd give me the crown. He crowned me the king. He called me the prince. That's what he would call me. And don't talk about what Dessalines would do, because I guarantee Dessalines would blow your brains out. I'm telling you. And let me tell you a story to give you an idea of the personality of Dessalines. Because me, I'm just making videos, I'm talking shit. But when it comes to the detractors of global black unity, Dessalines would blow your brains out. If you heard the way some of y'all talk about, you know, the ideology of Pan-Africanism and things like that, the way y'all talk about Africa, Dessalines would blow your brains out. He wouldn't even say anything. He would just walk up to you and blow your brains out and just leave you in the middle of the street. And in fact, let me give you a story that highlights the personality of Dessalines. In fact, I've read this on my channel. It was a book that I read on my channel. It's on my homepage too. It's entitled, I got a playlist entitled The Memoirs of Jean-Jacques Dessalines' Secretary. And Jean-Jacques Dessalines' secretary's right-hand man, he dropped a book back in 1804, giving a first-hand account of the Haitian Revolution. And there was a story. Dessalines, he was sick with a fever, right? And then when he was coming back from his sickness, he told one of his captains or one of the members of his army, he said, listen, by tomorrow, I need you to gather an army of 5,000 men. And due to the fact that he was not able to muster an army of 5,000 men within 24 hours, Dessalines shot him dead in the head. So listen, bro, don't talk about what Dessalines would do. You don't want to know what Dessalines would do to you. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, man, it's your boy Never Card Dessalines, back in the Billy, yes indeed. Cash app up on the screen, and I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in that ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy watching me, blocking my vision. Get for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This shit is an art and they can never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you in court. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands, cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.